Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we led at the twilight's last gleaming, whose the stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you very much, Rishi. Give another big round of applause to Rishi. So, we say Indian Standard Time, there's a saying there, we never start anything on time. We are going to change that. We're breaking the bias there as well. We're going to start right on time. As per the agenda, we are supposed to start on time. We kicked it off a little early, so we broke the bias there. So at this point in time, I want to invite the mayor. I want to invite Mayor Noni here. She wants to do a proclamation, so I'm going to invite her to the stage. And isn't she looking gorgeous?
And I'm joined by Wendy Margolis and Jen Herring, your elected, female elected officials. So March is the opportunity to honor the trailblazing adult and young women of every race, class, and ethnic background who have made historic contributions to the growth and strength of society in recorded and unrecorded ways. This year, Women's History Month and International Women's Day are being honored for the first time in Doylestown by Saree Run. Whereas women have played and continue to play critical economic, cultural, and social roles in every sphere of life inside and outside the home, whereas women have played a unique role through the history by providing the majority of volunteer labor force in our nation, whereas women are particularly important in the establishment of charitable, philanthropical, and cultural institutions, whereas women of every race, class, and ethnic background served as early leaders in the forefront of every major progressive social change movement, whereas women have been leaders not only in securing their own rights of suffrage and equal opportunity, but also in the abolitionists, emancipation, industrial labor, civil rights, and peace movements, creating a more fair and just society for all. Whereas the Saree Run expands our vision of the global accomplishments of all women. Now, therefore, we appreciate Desi of Doylestown and Harvard Yoga for bringing Saree Town Run to our community during March, the month to honor women. In witness thereof, I set my hand and seal this 27th day of March, 2022.
So I want to invite, so as all of you have known, Desis of Doylestown It originated when we had the Diwali celebration. Do you all remember the Diwali celebration that we had in November at Burpee? Okay, so a big round of applause to our youth, Paripasi, who actually got the Diwali approved as a holiday. And then we had another fierce, bold woman, Sylvie Haldipur, who made it a reality. So give a big round of applause to Sylvie. So Daisies of Doylestown is her brainchild. Her brainchild, and I'm humbled. Many of us on the board are humbled to be invited to be part of the board. So thank you, Sylvie. Thank you for that. It wasn't only my brainchild, it was also Sheila, right? Where's Sheila? And inspired and even started with Paripasi. Woo! So Sheila and Pari, please come up. At this point, I also invite the other board member, Radhika, to come up here. So what you see here is the board of Daisies of Doylestown. We have a youth member in there. And we want to really bring a change in the community. That's what we are here for. So I'm not going to bore you all, but I'm going to put you off a little bit of what Daisies of Doylestown are about. And then I'm going to tell you what the Saree run is about. And then we have a few speakers, but we'll kick the run off in the next 10 minutes, okay? So with that said, give a big round of applause to this awesome, wonderful woman up here. Thank you. So a little bit about Daisies of Doylestown. Our mission is to raise awareness, educate, and open hearts and minds in Bucks and Montgomery County, the Desi community. Now, the Desi community is people of India, Pakistan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Maldives, and Bhutan. So it's a South Asian diaspora. And it's not just open to the Desis, we're opening it to the non-Desis because we want all of us to be our allies. So with that said, simply saying we are bringing cultural experiences, activities, and programs to enrich the diversity, equity, inclusion within Bucks and Montgomery County. So thank you about that. So the whole Saree run. So we have another important member. We have speakers coming up. The whole Saree run is an idea of a Desi member. So a member of Daisies of Doylestown, who also has another non-profit, Arva Yoga. So that's her idea. I'm not going to steal Wai's thunder. Wai's going to come and talk about this. Wai's there in the beautiful purple Nawari there. She's looking gorgeous in there. Wai's going to come and talk about the why of the Saree run. But I'm going to share with you what some people feel about why they want to wear a saree. I think we have some powerful testaments here that I just want to read out to you. Saree to me is an identity that ties me to my roots. It reminds me of my grandmother, aunts, sisters. It embellishes the person in me and makes me empowered. Who said this? One of our board directors, Radhika Ramu. Here's what Sheila Rai said about what saree represents to her. Sarees to me represent the beauty and strength in every woman. Do you all agree with that? Yeah, I love that a saree is made for any and every type of body. Also, it connects me to my roots and the women who are my role models, my mom and grandma. What does it feel to our president, Sylvie Haldipur? The saree reminds me of indomitable spirit of all the women in my life and the strength they emanate through their life's journey. And I can see some fierce women out here. These yarns of strength bring together women who relate with the same sentiment to mark a fitter tomorrow and celebrate unique attitudes of strength. So for me, the reason we are all here is I want to create a community that is connected to their whole authentic self. So how do we do that? We do that by bringing everybody together, educating each other, and creating our allies. So with that, I want to next pass it on to Jen Herring. So give a big round of applause to Jen.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming out today. It's weather isn't exactly what we wanted, but we can all get together and run a few laps and warm ourselves up. I wanted to thank everybody for coming to Doylestown Township. From what I understand, this is the first ever Saree run in the United States. And what an amazing thing to have here at Central Park. So I just wanted to thank everybody for coming out, sharing community, sharing Southeast Asian culture, and joining me in celebrating the strength and power of women all over the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jen. Give a big round of applause to Jen. One of the things that I want to say, a change is disruptive. Do you see the disruptive energy here? I want to feel it. I want to feel the disruptive energy. Yes, we are here because of our own conviction and strength. If we are not here, there won't be a difference. So kudos to all of you for showing up in this weather. Another big round of applause to all of you. So now I want to bring one of our youths, Arya, here. Arya is going to talk about one of the women we're representing and who we're honoring. And also she's going to talk a little bit about one of the non-profits that we are raising, Shanti Bhavan. We were supposed to have a speaker from Shanti Bhavan, but she came down with a cold, so she decided not to show. But Arya is going to represent her. So Arya is in 9th grade at Hollycomb Middle School. So give a big round of applause to Arya.
Growing up here in the US, every day a bus comes to pick me up at 6:36 a.m. sharp. I have access to any book I want in a huge library at the school, and yet I find myself complaining about it. As I watch the eye-opening Netflix documentary, Daughters of Destiny, I realize how fortunate I am to have this gift of receiving an education. Hi, my name is Arya Ritas, and I'm here to talk about Shanti Bhavan, an organization that the Saree Run is raising funds for. Shanti Bhavan is a non-profit organization that provides education to the poorest of the poor in India and helps them break the cycle of poverty. It is a residential school that admits one kid per family starting at the age of 4 and provides room, board, and world-class education and healthcare for the child till they graduate to college. They are in turn expected to help 100 other kids as they break the cycle of poverty for their family. Shanti Bhavan goes beyond basic literacy. Their students learn to be global citizens and leaders and change the world with integrity, compassion, and focus. This documentary features the stories of 4 girls who we watch grow up into the strong, educated leaders they are in society today. We were planning on having Shobha Raj, one of the girls featured in the documentary, with us in person today. However, she was unable to come due to a personal reason. She's very excited that the Saree Run is going to sponsor one kid for a year and help them give them the gift of education. As I stand here today, wearing this 9-yard sari called a Nowari, I am feeling grateful to be in the US and proud of my culture that has given us strong and fierce women like Anandi Joshi. As I read Shobha's words, I'm seeing her reflect on a garment called a sari. And in it, she wrapped her dreams, tucked her secrets into each fold, and threw the lightness of its strength across her shoulder. The sari shone on her like armor. Each day brought a new fight, and she welcomed it as a self-made warrior.
Guys, give a big round of applause to Arya Haridas. So next we have, so as I said, we have 3 fundraisers that we are raising as part of this Daisies of Doylestown Saree Run. The next one is going to be talked about by Santosh Yadav. So I invite upon stage Santosh.
Thank you. Good afternoon, the Daisies of Doylestown. One more time. Good afternoon. Very good. Seems like we are ready for the run, isn't it? Thank you. Thank you so much for coming out and showering your love and support for us. This is great. And before I tell you my story, I wanted to thank you, DOD members, board members, and also Arva Yoga, who gave this opportunity to make my dream come true. So thank you so much. And before I start, I just wanted to ask some question to you. What if this world has no educational disparity between women and men? What if the girl who wants to go to school doesn't have to think whether she will be able to go to school tomorrow? Can we think about a world where girls have equal opportunity as boys? Can we think about a world where family doesn't have to think and decide between boys and girls? Folks, I'm coming from the same background, and I have all the if that I have mentioned. I went through those challenges in my life. Moving forward, I have graduated from first time when I went to 27th of June, 1996. When I stepped out to go to the engineering college, first time I saw what a train going to look like. In 1996, when you think about the world, we were inventing laptop computers. A first DVD came out. Internet Explorer 3.0, Windows 4.0. First Tomb Raider game came out. This was the world back in time, and our world was very different back in time. Moving forward, I did not stop. My teachers, my educator, my friends helped me to go from one place to other. And I went to IIT Delhi for my master's. And after that, I went to National University of Singapore and completed my PhD. Thank you. And then completed my PhD in University of Cincinnati. Moving forward, and I was thinking, what can I do? Recently, I visited my school. I went to India and visited my school. The things has not been changed much there. In fact, it has been moved backward. And part of the reason is that government funding has been decreased in those schools that provide the free education on unprivileged girls who does not have any support to move forward. My vision, my request to you, I'm not asking to come and donate anything, but I'm asking you to come and support. Think the dream that I am thinking. Think about the dream that we are able to see in this world, to inspire those girls. So there is no if after this. The girl does not have to decide whether my brother is going to go to school and I'm not have education to go to school. Thank you. Thank you. Come join with me and support one girl at a time, one family at a time, one community at a time, one nation at a time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Santosh. Now that was powerful, right? She went to IIT. For those who don't know what IIT is, it's like MIT in the US. It's one of the most prestigious institutes to get in. It's not easy to get in. Somebody who thought she'll never finish school, going to IIT, then going to Singapore and finishing a PhD, that's a dream come true, right? So I think she started Siksha Nidhi, one of the non-profits that we are supporting. And I know, she said she's not asking for donations. There's a donation box at the back. $150 will get a child through 1 year. It doesn't take much, guys. Put $1 in there. It doesn't take much. So while she's not asking, I'm going to ask those who can, if you have change in your pockets, drop your changes into the donation box. With that, I'm inviting, again, we heard about 2 great women fundraisers. There's another one. We are all about uplifting each other, lifting each other up. If not for this fierce women up on the stage here, I wouldn't be here. So we lift each other up in many, many ways. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Radhika, who's going to talk about our third charity that we are sponsoring, which has so much power. So here you go, Radhika.
This is amazing. It's just so empowering to see all of you gathered here on such a cold day, but warming all our hearts up over here. This Saree run is a fitting tribute to the indomitable spirit and the strength that these women emanated through their life's journey. Today, I am honoring my aunt, Uma Ramakrishnan, who will turn 90 this October. And why her? Because she is the unwavering pillar of support for my family. She has a story similar to Anandibai Joshi. She got married at the age of 17 and was already done with 1 year of medical school. But as she says in her own words, she was so giddy with happiness that she got married to my uncle. She never looked back. And that not ruminating about the doors that closed, she focused on opportunities that were in front of her to create her identity. For many years since then, she's furthered the education and music for blind and orphan girls. Her never-ending desire to keep her life purposeful inspires me every day. And thus, we decided we needed to choose an organization that believes in that. And we decided to go with Go Ladli. Go Ladli is a social impact organization committed to empowering young women to become problem solvers, leaders, and change makers. Go Ladli catalyzes changes in social attitudes at the grassroots level by educating and empowering young girls and making their voices heard. It recognizes gender bias and gender socialization as the biggest impediments to women leadership. It seeks to build a movement of women problem solvers, change makers, and leaders. It's a movement that will create systemic change, shift mindsets, and tip the culture towards greater girl leadership by giving girls a chance to be change makers and building the context in which they can see themselves in leadership roles. Their programs add to the girls' confidence and their abilities to make an impact. After you've heard all of these things from the 3 charities we are supporting, you should be proud that your donation to this cause will fill an important gap in the higher education and mentoring program that these young women will be empowered with by positively influencing career aspirations, change-making potential, and educational attainment. So open your hearts out today. If you've already donated, thank you. But do open your hearts out today and give an extra dollar, because your dollar is going for a very, very good cause. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Radhika. So with that, we had our 3 non-profits covered. So if you all don't remember, I'm reminding you again. Shanti Bhavan, Shiksha Nidhi, and Go Ladli. Before we start our stretches, we have one last thing to do. Aryan, I invite here Aryan. Aryan is also one of our youths here. He's going to talk about one of the other women that we are honoring. And after that, we are going to do a very innovative stretch. So we'll all stretch before we run, and we're going to get started. So if everybody is done registering, please do. If there are run volunteers here who are not in their spots, I ask the run volunteers to get to their spots. If there are run volunteers here who are not at their spots, please get there. With that, I give it to Aryan.
Hi, everyone. Namaste. First of all, I wanted to thank you all for being here on this Sunday afternoon to support this community event. As an American Indian raised by hard-working Indian parents, I strive to appreciate my culture and my values. My name is Aryan Kadiar, and I'm an 8th grader at Holy Kong Middle School. Although at times I lack the enthusiasm to learn about my culture and my religion, I understand its importance. An event like this brings me closer to my culture and my family. I encourage you to be involved in events like these that bring the community together.
Thank you, Aryan. Yeah. So I now invite upon stage our Senator Steve Santaserio to say a few words before we get kicked off into the stretches. Give a big round of applause to Senator Steve, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Are you ready to run? All right. Well, South Italy is in the house for South Asia today, all right? I'm South Italy, in case you didn't know that. So I just want to say thank you for the board members, everyone putting this together. You know, as the father of a strong daughter, as the husband of a strong wife, and the brother of a strong sister, to see all these women out here today, and particularly the young girls, to be here and to reaffirm what they can do and what they can achieve in life, and all these organizations and charities that are helping to make that happen is really important. And I know that this is the first of these runs that you're doing, but you're going to see many, many more people coming back year after year. Because on a day like today, with this kind of weather, for all of you to be here is truly amazing. And it's a testament to how you believe in this cause and how important it is. And I want you to know that I stand with you. All the other elected leaders who are here today that you've heard from stand with you. Our community stands with you. And there is no more important time, I think, in our history than to show this type of unity as one people that we are. No matter where we come from, what parts of the world we hail from, that we are one. We stand together. So I'm proud to be here today. Thank you. I know you guys want to get out and run. I ran cross country in high school. I hated every minute of it. But I remember the stretches, all right? So we can stretch our hamstrings here. So you guys have to start doing that before you run. Very important, especially on a cold day.
Thank you, Senator. Give a big round of applause to Senator, please. Thank you very much. So now let's get to action. So I'm inviting upon our stage, Y. Haridas. Give a big round of applause to Y. If not for Y, we wouldn't be here doing the Saree run. It's her idea, it's her brainchild. So I'm going to hold the mic for Y because we're going to do some innovative stretching. Y is going to save the time of talking because she's going to talk during the stretch. So with that, give yourself some space as you do the stretches. So go to the grass, go towards the grass, give yourself some space.
I only had about 7 minutes of speech. Just kidding. Go back, spread out. Spread out, all of you. We are going to start the stretches. And I'm going to pull in the story of Saree run as we do the stretches. So spread out. Spread out as much as you can. Get some room around. You don't want to hit your partner. So spread out and we're going to get started here. All right, everyone, look up at the sky. Look down, look down. Keep going, up, down. Keep the neck to be mobile, up, down. Very good. Side to side, look to the right. Look to the left. Look to the right, look to the left. Drop your head to the side. Drop your head to the left. Okay, good. Keep doing that. Now, where is my microphone person? All right, she was going to hold the microphone. All right. Clap, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, wonderful. Front and back, front and back. Good. Hold your hands out towards you, away from you. Wonderful. Good. Now, all right. Pick up your right leg, ankle rotation. Let's try that. Good. Balance yourself. Wonderful. Other side. Balance yourself. Wonderful. Okay. Now we're going to do 5 different types of spinal stretches. Bring your hands up. Interlace your fingers. Rise up on the balls of your feet. Rise up, rise up, rise up. Become tall as you can. Hold that balance. Wonderful. Come down. Okay. One more time. Bring your hands up. Interlace your fingers. Stretch up. Reach up. Become a little taller. Inhale. Exhale. Bend to the right. Good. My right. You will see me going left. All right, come back to center. Inhale, stretch up once more, and then left. Good, hold. Come back to center. Let go. One more time. Inhale, hands up. Look up, stretch back. Okay. And hands down. All right. Now here you're going to do 5 to 10 jumping jacks and don't stop. Let's see who can do 5 to 10 jumping jacks. Good. There you go. Wonderful. Excellent, 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 excellent. Awesome. Fantastic. Okay. If you're tired, now I'm going to tell a quick story about Saree run. How many
Yes. Maybe today you're feeling helpless and happy. Okay. My story is about the time when I interviewed my grandma about 3 months ago, and I felt helpless and happy. Happy because she was turning 90, helpless because she said to me that her only regret in life is not having the gift of education. She did not have the means to complete her education. And this is the story of Saree Run. My name is Vai Haridas. I'm the Arva Yoga founder and president. And my organization offers free and accessible yoga to the community. And my story goes back to the time where I was interviewing my grandmom and realized that, okay, she did not have access to education. However, this is the attire that she wore when she went to school. She swam across the river wearing a sari. How many of you here have grandmoms or moms who have gone to school wearing a sari? Wonderful, right? So when I had this idea of feeling hopelessness about what can I do about the fact that my grandmom never finished her education, that's where Desis of Doylestown and Arva Yoga joined forces, and we decided to put the Saree race together so that we can fundraise for women's education. So that's my hopelessness to happiness story. You heard about the 3 wonderful nonprofits. My grandmom did not finish her high school, but we are going to get several kids, girls across the race to education this year. So thank you for your donations. Thank you to all the donors, all the volunteers. This is not what I had thought my Saree Run was in my head. This is much bigger, much grander, and very much more gratifying. So thank you, all of you, and it wouldn't be possible without you. So thank you all. And I think at this point, everybody's anxious to hit the trail. So I'm going to pass the baton back to Aparna.
Thank you, Vai. Another big round of applause to Vai Haridas. Okay, I want to hear some energy now. Give me some energy here, guys. The DJ is going to play the music. They're going to have that energy. But I want to hear some energy when there's no music. Can I hear some energy here?
And there is a TikTok challenge. Let's see if you can remember this.
Okay, there's a TikTok challenge, guys. Let's.
See me up in the club with the young girls. Posted in the back, got me banging grill. Working room in my outfit loud. Every boy in here with me got me that slow. Every girl in here gotta look me up.
What can we not do in a sari, guys? What can we not do in a sari? We can do everything.